put your head up, make good decisions. Slow your pace down, the chaser's getting there. So keep your pace up, good shots, good passes. Have your hands ready on the weak side. Make sure you're ready for anything coming at you. Catch it first, gather and go up strong. Don't rush it, all right? Go up strong with a good pace. Make sure that we're not giving a second less. Continue to stay relentless. I love that passion. Keep it wanting one more. So here we go, ready?
The Robert Morris University's women's basketball team has been a perennial powerhouse in the Northeast Conference for the past decade. The team has reached the NCAA tournament in 4 of the past 10 seasons and shows no signs of slowing down. What has been at the heart of their success has been the team's willingness to go absolutely anywhere to recruit talent. In the past 10 seasons, the team has brought on a total of 23 international players from 11 different countries. These countries go as close as Canada and as far-reaching as Latvia and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Second-year head coach Charlie Buscaglia began the initiative when he was just an assistant under his father, Sal. It has been at the center of what has made Robert Morris a top basketball destination all over the world.
Actually, when I was in New York City, and I was a student assistant as an undergrad, and New York City was a good sell for international students. And the first international student, her name was Rosalie Mason, student athlete. She was from London, England, and that was the first international student athlete I've ever recruited. And she came and wound up breaking records and doing so well. She was just a phenomenal athlete, a phenomenal person, and she just really developed really well in that system. And as we signed her, and then there was others that came from different countries, it was something that I experienced, and I said, you can do it like this. You can be able to expand your horizons outside of the borders of the United States and reach out and find student athletes that will come to this country and appreciate being here and appreciate being a part of this team and be great servants to their program. And that's what my first experience was at that point. A lot of times too, programs will offer a lot of different student athletes. If you're good, if you're talented enough, first conversation, we want you to come here, we want you to play just based upon ability. For us, we're very focused on going past that and learning the person and the culture that they bring to the team and what they can bring with their passion as well as their talents.
Energy, let's go, let's go. All right, let's do things right now. All right, let's not have to have reminders. Let's not have to have stop and instruction, all right? When we go into our drills now, let's be focused on what we're trying to do in each drill, what we need to do better each day, all right? Around the world, let's go, around the world, let's go.
The current Robert Morris University women's basketball roster contains 7 international students. Megan Smith and Michaela Mulrain both reign from Ontario, Canada, where they got to know each other as part of Team Ontario. The two have developed a strong relationship and have been a key part of the team's past 2 NEC championship runs.
Well,
so long ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Before Team Ontario, before we were on that team, I've only seen Megan when we were playing against each other. So I never really spoke to her at all until we came together on that summer team. So it was a nice experience getting to know her and found out she was actually nice. She used to look scary in my eyes. She has scary eyes. So I would see her on the court and just be creeped out. But she was a really sweet person. So I'm glad I got to build that relationship with her.
Yeah, it was really fun getting to know her. We always used to, growing up, we played against each other on our club or rec teams, or AU teams as you guys call it. But just getting to play with her on that team was nice to get to know her and play together.
Nadege Pluvios, while coming from Canada as well, resided in Montreal, where the native language is French. Despite being just across the border, the language barrier provided its own issues.
There's still a different cultural, about culture. Probably the language. I mean, I'm from the only part in Canada where we speak French, so that could be a difference. I think I'm doing fine. It wasn't that hard to adjust. I feel good. I didn't have really a big challenge to overcome about coming here.
Laura Carrasco is adjusting to her first year in the United States, all the way from Madrid, the capital of Spain. In Spain, basketball is the second most popular sport behind soccer, but they don't draw crowds nearly as big as the NBA. Her high school successes include winning a pair of F4 state championships in Madrid and leading her team to a 6th place finish in the Spanish national tournament. But to Carrasco, it wasn't the successes she's proud of, it's the process that got him there.
I started to play basketball when I was 8 in my high school, so 10 years ago. Well, it's pretty cool, but I remember the days and everything, but what I more remember is working through the process with my team and how we handle every moment. That's what makes me more proud right now.
Hanaga Ikamatsu is just one of 2 Japanese basketball players in all of college basketball and the only one on the women's side of the sport. Typically, Japanese players go straight into the professional leagues out of high school, so the move to college was a unique one for Ikamatsu. But coming from so far away in such a unique situation, the language barrier has proven the most difficult for her.
Studying English is the biggest one.
Nina Augustin, a native of Finland, was one of the several Finnish recruits that Coach Buscaglia was trying to bring over for the team. Her experience on the Finland national team brings a unique and coveted experience to Moon Township.
Because my sister was playing, so I really wanted to try. I was always dribbling the ball in her games and I enjoyed it. So I think the game and the practice and everything is more competitive in national team, so it really helped me grow. And then also the national team games are much more physical, so I think I learned a little bit more how to be more stronger on the court.
Iri Azi Mamadou comes from London, England. The move to go across the pond to the United States was aided by the connection she made with Coach Buscaglia. Buscaglia's devotion towards his players made both Iri and her parents comfortable with the big move.
The pace people play at is slower in England, so you can jog up the floor if you really wanted to. But I mean, the team I played for, we were really good, so we would run teams up and down the floor. It was a great experience. Probably that year was the best time in my basketball career ever as a senior on my team. It did give me confidence, and knowing Coach B was watching my games, it just made me feel happy and excited to come here even more than I was excited when I first committed. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
All right, let's progress now. Let's get better. Let's get our pace right. All right, hand signals. We broke down with those last game. All right, we broke down with our hand signals. You'll see it on video. All right, get your hands right. Communicate to the passer. Make sure you're ready for a zip pass. And let's have our feet right. Load up. All right, load up right. Here we go. Ready?
The challenge that comes with recruiting a variety of personalities from a variety of places is meeting the different needs and desires that comes with each player. But Coach Buscaglia and the RMU coaching staff do a top-class job of truly connecting with their recruits.
A lot of my friends from Finland during the last 5 years have come to the United States to play basketball, and with the help of my previous coach, he introduced me to RMU. Because I wanted to study business, so we have a good business school here, so that was one. And there are a lot of international students, which was really important for me. And I think those were the 2 major factors.
So I wanted to play basketball and study at the same time. And I know it that in Spain I couldn't do it because my major is pretty hard, so I wasn't going to be able to combine both. Because like in Spain, universities doesn't have teams. You have to go to a club to play, so you can combine both. So I know it that going to United States will help me to be able to do that, to combine basketball and study at the same time.
When I came to visit, I really liked how inviting the girls were on the team and how nice the coaches were. I felt that I could really see myself playing here in this kind of style and structure that we have. And I really loved the international feel, me being from Canada. I think the international feel really helped me understand that this could be like a home for not people who are just from the United States.
I felt like Coach B genuinely he cared, and so yeah, I felt safe to come here, and my mum felt safe for me to come here as well, because it was my decision, but her opinion is valid to my decision.
That's one of the biggest parts of recruiting. It's one of the biggest tools is, having great fits is developed through having a relationship where you understand the passion and the goals and what drives a student athlete, to want to come to a certain program. I think a lot of the problems that you see in Division I basketball is that programs aren't really trying to find the best fit, as far as on and off the court, their visions towards academics and the culture of your program and what you value. And they're looking just towards the blunt talent. Can the player really play? Are they great? We'll make it work. We'll make it work. For us, really zeroing in on the kind of student athletes that want to be a part of the culture that we have and value the things that we value, and obviously zeroing in on those kids, zeroing in on the kids that are about what we like, and really giving them a lot of attention and finding that connection. That's really important. Not recruiting by numbers.
Okay, don't lower our standards. Okay, don't give a little bit less. All right, big testament now. Halfway point through the conference season. All right, don't give a little bit less, give more. Get a little bit better every day. All right, don't have any setbacks. All right, let's have passion out here. Let's go. Bring it in, everybody tight. Let's go.
Hurricane 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go. Get to the balls. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Sit in that stance. Let's go. Let's go.
Bringing these players from all around the world requires distinctive recruiting methods for each individual. These unique approaches are greatly aided by modern technology to permit Coach Buscaglia to build a relationship with his future stars from thousands of miles away.
There's a lot of different methods that we use. Obviously, being international, the resources that you have are a little bit different. Obviously analyzing video a lot. We love video. You can rewind, fast forward, you can watch a lot of things, on downtime and stuff like that, things that matter a lot to us. Really getting to know the work ethic and things like that. And, if need be, we'll travel, which we've done very often overseas or, wherever it is in the country we're recruiting somebody, and just continuing to develop the relationship.
It's my assistant coach. She got a call from an assistant coach here about recruiting. So their assistant coach in here wanted to recruit me, so that's how I got to know about RMU.
Clips of us playing around the States, and RMU was interested. Actually, they were recruiting a few other players from my team too. So they were interested, and then my coach gave them my email. And yeah. Okay, so it's just first somebody, which was my coach, sent films and then they contacted me, and we were emailing a few times, and we set up a FaceTime with Coach Maria, and we were FaceTiming like maybe 4 or 5 times. They were showing me campus, and because I was so late, I wasn't able to come here to visit, so it was like that, and then they offered me the scholarship. And
first of all, we did some FaceTime because they want to know what kind of person are bringing to her program, and that's also important. Sometimes it's not only about basketball, so it's important. And I know for them to know what kind of person they are bringing to their program.
It was loaded, a lot of phone calls. Coach B recruited me, and like we had a very good connection talking to him, and like I could relate to some of the things he was saying to me, and I felt like he was very genuine. And when I came on my visit here, it was a very good experience. I liked the school, and the girls were really nice.
These players not only have to make adjustments on the court, but off the court as well. The American culture and the RMU culture itself brings the specific challenges for each player who try to adapt to the American way of life.
Culturally, I think people are more kind of social. They, like back home, if I walk past somebody, we're just staring at the ground, and here everybody are starting a conversation.
About the atmosphere, here people care more about the sports, and like my games, like usually there are only like parents and people, like not many people, but here there's more audience in the games.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say like when my freshman year when I came here, they made it seem like I was really far away, but I was just like a 5-hour drive. They thought I came from like a 10-hour flight somewhere else because they weren't too sure where Canada was located. Yeah. So they made it seem like I was really international, but like I just felt like I was just a border across. So.
Yeah, I feel like now that people like know we're not very far away, they're like, oh, you're not an international student. You're not. You might as well be from the United States. So it's just funny.
I was expecting I need to be more strong, and I need to be more faster.
For example, in defense, like the 2 touches, like here it's really like you touch the player you're guarding, it's a foul. I feel that rule makes it more physical home, because I feel the refs are letting the players play more physical and longer as well.
Well, I would say like it's sort of like hard to say it from an international standpoint because I'm only like a 5-hour drive from here. So it wasn't like I'm miles away from like a plane ride. So like I never got that. I was never homesick and whatnot, just because I know I'm like right down the road. But just coming to a new culture-wise, just understanding that it'll take time to adjust and learn how to adapt to everyone else and learn their different cultures.
Coming off a day off, we talk about it, but you got to go out here and live it, all right? You got to get yourself going. You got to push yourself a little bit more, all right? A day off, the desk piles up, all right? Let's get out through it now. Let's get after it real hard. Let's make sure we're holding ourselves accountable, not just to make shots, but to make them the right way with the right pace, going up strong, eyes in the right place, all right? Warm-up shooting. Coach Starter's got the groups. Be ready to hustle to your baskets. Here we go.
Coming into a new country can bring in a whole new set of challenges to a freshman student athlete who is already dealing with headaches of balancing school and basketball. And for some, the challenge is greater than others.
Being independent, I guess I'm pretty close with my family. So for me at the beginning it was hard to not live alone because I have a roommate, but for me at the beginning I was feeling a bit like alone. But I have get so much better in the last months with that. thankful things like I get better because of my teammates and the atmosphere that around me.
Probably the food, the size. Here it's way bigger, and yeah. I mean, I'm fine with the food right now, but it's just, that's probably a difference that I'm still trying to get used to.
I want to talk with my friend, but I don't know how to explain in English, so I didn't say anything like that.
Sometimes we might not be on the same page. Somebody might understand something else, and we really have to be specific in terms of what we say and how we say it, and sometimes it can take time. It's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying that could be a challenge.
Bless you for the day. My grandmother used to say that, bless you for the day.
Always sneeze at least 3 times.
Yeah.
The difference with this Robert Morris team is the international culture established over the last 10 years. Each season when the new freshmen arrive on campus, their nerves are subsided by the upperclassmen who have been through the same experiences. These shared experiences of coming to a brand new country not only help the adjustment process, but build lifelong friendships between the girls.
I think every one of us have their own problems, but like still with our problems it's easier to understand what the other one is going through, and it's easier to, if I know I have something like that is I'm worried about, it's easier to talk to someone who I think will understand me. So just like talking about our problems.
Well, so I think it's easier to talk with people that are in the same spot as you are, and they will understand you better and how you can feel. So I guess it's easier to share feelings with those kind of people.
The upperclassmen are really helpful and very supportive, and I can talk to them if I'm having an issue or if I'm ever homesick. They're there, and it helps to be an international sometimes, because you feel like you're not the only one who's homesick. There's other people as well, and the coaches they have rules, but it's you just need to follow what they're saying, and it's not that hard. But yeah,
I think every day is different. Well, we're always laughing in the locker room, always doing something silly, but one of the great things about having international students on a team is you get to learn about so many different cultures, and we've learned different phrases in Japanese and Spanish and Finnish. It's really cool what you learn with these people that you have.
Yeah, well, whether they were coming from afar or short, the way we would do things wouldn't change, and I think that's why they're so welcomed when they come here, is they know it's not just because they're from far and we're just doing it for them. They know we're going to do it for everyone, and they saw it when they were going through the recruiting process of the way the team is and how we are with each other. So just being a part of our culture of being together a lot off the court. We do a lot of things like community service and stuff like that, where we go and do things outside of school and basketball that they have the chance to bond together, and real healthy bonding things where you obviously have your downtime that you can bond together on your own and stuff, but things like structured events that we go to. Just last week we were at the Mooncrest Reading and Writing Center, and being there with those little kids and working with those kids, and then 2 of the student athletes on our team are working with the same kid, and they're kind of getting to know each other through the way they're working with this kid, and they're sharing now an experience of helping someone at a young age that really values that relationship that they were bringing to them. Those kind of bonding experiences and stuff allow these student athletes that come from so far away to really find the joy in what they're doing. They understand that being a part of this team is not just about, you know, playing basketball. It's a commitment to your academics. It's a commitment to developing off the court and the person that you want to be. And so I think that that's something that they feel, you know, very natural and real about. And I think that that's what makes their adjustment so easy, is that, you know, they know that we're the way we are, and when they sign up to be here, they already know that they're going to come into that kind of culture and that kind of close-knit relationship, family. And you know, I think that what makes it easy is that, you know, that's our culture, that's our team, no matter what.
But when it comes down to it, the concept of recruiting at RMU goes far beyond finding the best talent. It is the idea of bringing in the best people, those who not only buy into what they do off the court, but everywhere in between. The ones who make the moments count and hold themselves to a higher standard of being. The first thing Coach Buscaglia looks at isn't the skills these players bring in or the countries they hail from, but the characteristics that are going to make them great people off the court. That's the true Robert Morse difference and the key to their success.
I think it's like richness to have different kind of players, and also Coach B has a clear, like he knows what he wants, and it's easy for us to follow his lead. So I think that makes it easier, even though there's different kind of players to like mash it up.
Well, I guess like Robert Morris, when they were recruiting me, they showed me that it's not only basketball. There is more things, like the values that they teach you as a person. I like the fact that that it's not only basketball. You learn some values to grow as a person, and I like that. And also basketball. I guess it works with my way of playing.
This Robert Morris women's basketball team symbolizes what we are all capable of if we look beyond the surface, not being defined by where that person is from, but what their values are. This is a small sample of the world operating at its finest, displaying what is possible when we break down the walls that divide us and celebrate what brings us together.
You know, reject somebody because, you know, they're another international player, or reject somebody because they're an American. That's just not in our culture. You know, we just don't have that built inside of us. You know, we're looking at the best fits, and whether it's from afar or from close. So we really don't set out to say, you know, we're going to have this amount of international, this amount of Americans. We recruit in dealing with relationships and feeling the best fits, and then we just go with our heart when we know there's a good fit and we know that someone really appreciates. A lot of it has to do with being thankful. It's one of our pillars, thankfulness. When we feel that thankfulness of someone that really loves to talk to us and wants to be a part of this, that really sets them at another level. When we feel that true appreciation, because it's got to be a two-way street. You know, as much as we recruit the student athlete has to recruit us. And if we feel like we're chasing anyone around, or they're handling the process with less than a humble attitude, you know, that kind of sets you down a little bit. So, you know, things kind of iron itself out as we go through that, and we never predetermine who that person is that's going to emerge as our top recruit, or someone that we really are, you know, going after because we really like, you know, what they represent and how they've handled the process. Handling the recruiting process, I would say, is the story to that one. If you handle the process really well, and we feel a genuine, you know, two-way street there, I think that separates a lot from no matter where you're from.
Coach Buscaglia and his father have showcased this through the transformation of the RMU basketball program into one of the most successful teams in the Pittsburgh area. In a world where the focus is on what separates us, we can all learn something. From the International Pipeline.